Hello friends, welcome to Free Thought Fridays and welcome to I Play Games and Film It. In this episode, I'm actually going to talk about what's been going on earlier in this week, and actually something that's kind of been brought to my mind quite heavily and rather brutally all at once. Essentially what happened was I bought a new bit of recording equipment, and I didn't go through the right processes of fully understanding how the bloody thing was supposed to work. So what I did was I ended up filming 8 episodes in one go, and not really testing the material before I actually finished filming, or before I started editing, sorry. So what I came out with was 8 episodes that actually ended up taking me a lot longer to edit. And that was really upsetting and actually really annoying, because at the same time my job had kind of screwed me over for the week ahead. So I didn't feel like I was going to have the spare time to get it sorted. So I was kind of stuck with a load of videos that I just essentially couldn't use in the end. Now, this all is only upsetting because I actually look back on it in hindsight. It's all really my fault, because I fell into this typical trap that we all fall into. And I'm about to explain it. I'm going to use FIFA to demonstrate that. Now, I'm not going to be able to demonstrate it real time purely because it's going to be difficult to do so. But FIFA is certainly, seeing as I've been playing it lately, it seems to be the best example I've got for this happening. So basically what happened was I relied on a piece of technology to just work, to just do what I expected to do, to essentially read my mind and know what I wanted it to do. And that is my error of sorts, if you want. That's what I did wrong, because... because... You know, as we imagine, I know I've grown up with the internet being introduced, with like digital cameras, digital media, all this stuff being introduced. We make out like we expect these things to just work, to just work perfectly and work all the time and be marvelous and excellent and perfect, and to just take over our lives and do everything we needed to do. But for someone like me, I'm actually particularly ashamed, because not because I've been around technology. I'm not like a techno geek. But I have been around computers and consoles and video games and certain aspects of technology long enough to know that sometimes things can just go wrong. They can just go horrifically wrong. And it's wrong of me to forget that. To forget that if you want something really to work, you've got to actually make sure that it's set up and programmed to do everything you need it to do properly. For example, let's look at FIFA now. FIFA is a very complex and detailed simulation of football. So you're actually looking at, you know, players knowing when to make runs, players knowing when to perhaps defend the ball at the right time or pass the ball at the right time. Players who, you know, have stamina levels and certain parameters that allow them to pass better, and so on and so forth. All this stuff. And we go into the game and we have buttons that kind of link to them. Passing, shooting, long shot, short shot, heavy pass, short pass, all these things. And obviously, with all that complexity, we should then obviously kind of go, right, well, if I wanted to do that, I simply have to, you know, press this button in this way and make that work. Oh, you bastards. And that should be as simple as that. You know, if I don't want him to make a long pass, I don't press the A button for as long, because he won't pass that long. Simple as. And obviously, if I wanted to pass to that player, I need to just aim at that player and press the pass button. But one thing I've noticed playing this game, it doesn't quite work like that all the time. And it's not the game's fault, because the game is literally doing exactly what I'm telling it to do. But what I'm telling it to do is not what I think I'm actually trying to tell it to do. So it's actually a human error that causes these problems. And I think that's the issue that I unfortunately come across with people in technology a lot lately, is that we still have this dangerous assumption that things will just do things, and we just kind of go, yeah, well, it should work, it's a piece of, you know, electronic equipment, aren't they supposed to be perfect all the time? Isn't that their purpose? No, not at all, not in the slightest. Oh crap. And it's one of the grandest mistakes we make, is that we have to kind of ensure, I mean, it's on the simplest level, you know, for something to even operate on a basic level, it needs to be switched on. And we even manage to forget that. We forget that things actually need to be turned on for them to work. And that's you know, that's part of the whole joke, you know, turn it off and on again, or have you turned it off and on again to make it work. It's as simple as that. And that's what has frustrated me this week, is our relationship with technology is a little too reliant and a little too dependent as a whole, I'd say. And even I've managed to fall into that trap. Even when, right now, I'm surrounded by it. Like, I've got a camera running, I've got a computer screen, a TV, a PC, 2 consoles, a game recording equipment bit there. And all of this is operating around me. And I'm literally just sat here pretty much 98% going, everything is working, but there's a 2% of me that's actually thinking, Jesus Christ, I hope nothing happens right now, because there's always going to be that chance that it will. I remember, best example, and it's unfortunate, a couple of my friends at university, they're both animators, and they both spent a lot of money on their computers, a lot of money, and they were top-of-the-range computers, and even after they bought everything, put it all together, the thing still managed to blue screen like once a week. Now, obviously, that could be the way that they set it up or whether it was maintained. God only knows. But ultimately, the expectation of these things just working, even after all that money was spent, is a testament really to how they just can't operate like that. I mean, we look at the way that iPhones nowadays can just crash. My Samsung died on me not long ago, and just wouldn't charge for some reason. It really tripped me out. Turns out there was a simple case of the charger wiring not really working. But again, there's another thing. I mean, there was a recent thing with the PS4 actually. Some of them went out and they weren't working, and it turned out there was what was it now? There 2 tiny little plates, I believe, in the HDMI cables were knocked out of place, and it stopped the entire video screen from working. So the HDMI cable wasn't actually even being picked up, and there were reports then going out that the PS4 was broken and they were breaking, and oh god, what's happening? It turned out it was a tiny little problem, and it was just so simple. And it all, expands these expectations that they should just work. Nothing is wrong with that, but we just have to remember that the relationship with them is not to just assume constantly, because then things like what happened to me earlier in the week will happen. And honestly, I'm not even joking. I was really, really pissed off about it. Really pissed off. Certainly when I actually had to edit the episode. The episode in question is the He Speaks episode, where we see Tiger talking for the first time, posted yesterday. And that was the first episode. It literally took me 3 hours just to get the subtitles in. And I'm not going to lie, I'm still not really even happy with that job. So yeah, it was annoying. So that's been the kind of bane of my existence this week. And FIFA, I'd say, is used as the best example, because there are times, we've all had them, there are times when you want to pass to someone, you want to shoot somewhere, and the player basically just boots it. And in fact, you'll see it, and it comes to my FIFA videos, definitely. You'll kind of see me going, I didn't mean to do that, that's not what I wanted to do. Problem is, that's what I did, and the computer's gone, that's like, I know what you did, that's what you did, may not be what you wanted to do, but I'm just doing what you're telling me, so, it's not my fault, you're the one fucking up here. Human error. It's a shame. But yeah, that's it. That's this week's Free Thought Friday and why it's bugged me. And I'm going to use this as a lesson to myself to stop relying on technology too much. I've got to rely on myself to make the technology work for me. After all, I can't be lazy. I cannot be lazy. All right, so guys, thank you very much for watching. That's Free Thought Friday this week. Yes, I'm back. Everything's back to normal as the way it was. So wonderful. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Guys, have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend. You take care of yourselves, and much love to everyone around there and out there. And you guys take it easy. Bye-bye.